Sometimes we have to create what some people call a tada list in order to recognize all that we actually do. We often write to-do lists and we write the things down that we have to do or we think we should do or we need to do. But how many things are we doing over the course of the day that we're not crossing off a list? Here's my invitation to you. Write them down and cross them off the list. It's okay, because then that becomes a to-do list. It becomes a list of the things that you accomplished. And you can look at that at the end of the day, and maybe there's one or two things still on the list that you didn't get to, but here's 12 other things that you did get to.
Welcome to the WingSpace Podcast, a place to take up space, where we talk about all things wellness, from nutrition to movement to sleep and stress, and so much more. With me, your host, Jennifer Voorhaar, along with special guests and experts within our Hope and Healing wellness community. Let's jump in.
This podcast is not a replacement for mental health treatment or professional health care. In case of crisis or emergency, please contact your local healthcare provider or dial 911.
Hey there, and welcome to the WingSpace Podcast, a place to take up space. I'm your host, Jennifer Voorhaar, and today we're going to be talking about gratitude. Before we jump into that, I would just invite you to like and subscribe so that we can make sure that this content is shared throughout the interwebs and that folks who are looking for health and wellness information online are able to find that. So this episode is coming to you just before Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is often a time where we think about gratitude, and there's lots of things that are out there about gratitude. And actually by now you might be tired of hearing about it. You know, some people do the every day I'm going to post on social media one thing I'm grateful for. Sometimes it can feel like just checking a box. Sometimes it can feel disingenuous. And so I want to encourage you to consider this idea. My cousin had kind of unexpected open heart surgery a couple of months ago. Shout out, Natalie. Love you. And she posted on social media the other day while she was doing her cardiac rehab, something to the effect, it was a picture, and it was in her cardiac rehab center. It said, if you're looking for something to be grateful for, take your pulse. And gosh, that just really, really spoke to me. Hey, can we get honest about the holidays? I mean, love them or not, they do tend to get a bit hectic. Between all the food and the family and the to-do list, it is no wonder that our wellness routines tend to take the hit and the back burner, which is exactly why we are inviting you to Healthy Holidays, a wellness workshop right here at Hope and Healing's Leonardtown office. It's going to be a fun 90-minute experience that's going to help you to feel energized, balanced, and joyful. We're going to start with smart swaps from Tracy, our nutritionist, providing easy, delicious upgrades to your holiday plate, a few festive recipes, some samples, even a delicious holiday mocktail that you're going to love recreating, and taking home some recipe cards that you can share with your family. We're going to then join me, Jennifer Voorhaar, for some simple strategies that are going to help you learn how to protect your peace, manage your stress, and set meaningful intentions, all while filling out your wellness bingo card, which if you bring it back fully filled, you're going to get a prize. And we're going to end our time together with Amanda with some soothing stretches that are going to be great for those long travel days, long work days sitting at your desk, and post-party recovery. So if you're seeing this before Saturday, November 8th, you've still got a chance to join us for the early bird registration at only $39. If you're seeing this after the 8th, great news for you too, because registration is still open until November 28th, and it's only $48 a person. Here's something else you're going to love. In the spirit of making it a really special shared experience, there's an option to register with a friend for only an additional $30. Send this to a special person that you would love to make this holiday memory with. Visit our website to sign up, and let's make this the healthiest, happiest holiday season yet. Spots are limited, so be sure to register now. Now, I realize this is a mental health podcast, and I realize that there are some people that are not in the greatest places with their mental health. But for the rest of us, when we say, oh, life is hard, times are tough, when I'm recording this, the government is still shut down. I know that things are difficult for many people financially, and looking ahead at the holidays, it might be one of those things where we say, I don't even know how I'm going to do the holidays because of financial hardships. But at the end of the day, when we're looking for something to be grateful for, take our pulse, because what we can be grateful for is our life. What we can be grateful for is the life that we were blessed with, and looking around at nature, at the beautiful things that God has created, the interesting change of seasons. This tree out this window that I'm looking at right now is so many different shades. It's like a fall colored rainbow. It's beautiful. I realize that looking at a rainbow colored tree is not going to take away all my cares of the world. But when we consider what we are grateful for, that can take us into a place of considering what really matters. I would encourage you, if you are able, to, well, first of all, just take a deep breath. I just mentioned the difficult circumstances of our country right now. Just take a deep breath. Maybe you're going to unclench your jaw. Maybe you're going to relax your shoulders. We should make a shirt. Oh, that's right. We already have. Just breathe and consider all the little things that truly do add up to big things. The people that reach out, the friends that you have, the people that you know that you can call. Maybe you don't call them, but you know that you can call them if you need something. I had lunch with a friend the other day, and it was an old coworker who said, you're somebody that I don't see very often, but whenever we meet, it's like we just pick up where we left off. And it's so beautiful to have people in your life like that who you know that you can call and you just pick up where you left off. You don't have to explain yourself, why you've been, quote, gone so long, or, it's been so busy, or just that person that you can call. I have several of you who listen to this podcast, as a matter of fact, who I know I could just pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, I need something. So because we don't often see those people every day, or we don't talk to them every day, sometimes we don't realize our circle of support that we truly do have. And sometimes we have to call those people out. I will say I don't do this as often as I would like. I once heard that when someone pops into your head, if you suddenly think about them or you have a dream and they happen to be in the dream, maybe it's God's way of telling you to reach out to them. And I try to do that, just shoot a text to a friend, or maybe even comment on a social media post or something like that. But be grateful for those people that you can just reach out to at any given time, and do that. Reach out to them every now and again. Send them a funny meme, an Instagram reel, or something like that to maintain those connections. Everyone talks about, journaling about gratitude, and that's great. I've done some episodes where we've talked about gratitude journaling. It has lots and lots of great benefits, and I would encourage you to do it. But even more so, if you're having a hard time making a list of the things that you're grateful for, I would encourage you to put pen to paper and just write. Do a brain dump. The brain dump might start something like this. I'm putting this pen to this paper because Jen told me in that podcast that this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know what I'm supposed to write. I just know I'm supposed to write about gratitude. Let your brain flow. Because once you get through all of the junk that's in your head and you get through all of the stuff that muddies up the water, you're going to be able to get down to the realities of what and who you can be grateful for. As we enter the holiday season, sometimes things are so big and so grand that when things are hard, we think that we're not doing enough, or we think that we're slacking in some way. And I would just encourage you to consider that more is not better. Bigger is not better. Grander is not better. Maybe it's not 100 gifts under the tree. Maybe it's experiences. Maybe it's time. It's when we don't have those people around us anymore that we truly can consider what time is all about. I can't tell you the gifts that were under the tree when I was a kid. I can tell you some of the big ones. I can tell you Santa Claus had some interesting handwriting transformations over the course of my childhood. But I can tell you, and my brother and I were just talking about this the other day, the experience of Christmas. We used to wake up ridiculously early. I'm talking like 3 o'clock in the morning. And it got to the point where my parents would say, we're not waking up until 4. I don't even know why they let us do that. We would wake up, we would call my aunt and uncle who lived next door, and somebody would use these words, it's time. And they would put on a robe and some slippers and walk across the yard, and we would have Christmas with them, and we would walk back to their house and usually have cinnamon rolls at their house. And then we'd come home and Christmas would continue. I can't tell you all the gifts that were under the tree my entire life, but I can tell you that those Christmas mornings were just a treasure. And again, it's when those people that we love and cherish are not here anymore that we realize that the stuff doesn't matter. And it's the people and it's the time, it's the memories that really, really matter. And you matter. Hear that again. You matter. Be grateful for yourself. Just be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for listening to this podcast. Kudos to you, right? For listening to this podcast, for waking up this morning and putting one foot in front of the other and doing the things that you had to do. Be grateful for yourself. Sometimes we have to create what some people call a tada list in order to recognize all that we actually do. We often write to-do lists and we write the things down that we have to do or we think we should do or we need to do. But how many things, I should say, are we doing over the course of the day that we're not crossing off a list? Here's my invitation to you. Write them down and cross them off the list. It's okay, because then that becomes a to-do list. It becomes a list of the things that you accomplished. And you can look at that at the end of the day, and maybe there's 1 or 2 things still on the list that you didn't get to, but here's 12 other things that you did get to. It's why when I talk to people about habit trackers, I tell them, put things on the list that you already do. If you wake up every morning and brush your teeth without even thinking about it, put it on the list so that you automatically have something to check off the list. No, you're not trying to improve that skill, but it's something you can cross off and you can give yourself credit for it. So be grateful for the things that you do. Be grateful for the things that you do for other people. Just be grateful for you. I don't know, this episode felt a little rambly because I didn't want to just talk to you about, make a gratitude list or do gratitude journaling. I guess it's more about mindset and it's more about getting down to what really matters. You're going to be listening to this episode a week or so after we send my oldest son out to the Navy. And it's making me realize how much time matters, right? The simplest thing, like, hey, dude, you want to come watch a TV show with us? Sure. We sit down, we watch a TV show. It's just so silly. But, in 12 days from now, when I'm recording this, I won't have a chance to just say, hey, dude, you want to watch a TV show? It's the time that matters. It's the memories that we make that really, really matter. So I'm a little sappy, I guess, right now, thinking about him shipping off and how proud we are of him. You've heard me talk before about the sudden passing of my dad a couple years ago, and not having him here to see this evolution of his grandson into a sailor is hard. But my faith tells me that that he gets to have a front row seat. So when you are starting to feel stressed, I should say, during this season, which can be stressful, I would just invite you to consider it's the quality time we spend with people. It's the memories that we're making. It's just the time shared that really matters. And acknowledge that, celebrate that, and just be grateful. I will say that we have just a few more episodes left in this season of our podcast. And I just want to say how grateful I am to you for listening to me. And sometimes in these episodes, I just feel like I'm rambling because there's a message on my heart, but I don't want to just read a script to you. And so I'm so grateful for you for listening and for sharing the podcast with your friends and your family, your loved ones. Um, as we finish up one season, we're always looking for new ideas, new guests to join our podcast in the upcoming season. Lucky number 7 will be starting in 2026. So I'm just so grateful for you. I'm grateful for the blessings that I've received, not only through serving you, the community, through the podcast, through Hope and Healing, but just in my life. God has really blessed me, and I'm ever so grateful, and do my best to thank Him for those things that He has given me. So I wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season. I hope that over the course of the next couple of weeks, you can find even the tiniest things to be grateful for and celebrate and honor those things. So, if you know or love someone that you think could use a little pick me up when it comes to gratitude this season, I'd ask you to share this podcast with them, and hopefully they'll get a little nugget to keep them going over the next couple of weeks and to encourage them when things feel stressful. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.